Everyone, and welcome to your Wednesday watch. Today we are using this brand new product, which are Glo Glitters. They do just that. You saw in the opening video, they are charged by the sunlight, and then come dark, your set continues to shine. Now, elephant in the room, my dodgy tan. We'll get back to the nails in a second, but please, if you can look past the awfulness that is my hands, we'll have a good time. But somebody who I'm usually a pale blue, like I will get sunburn opening the fridge. I tried to tan. Normally it goes really well, but I was in a bit of a rush. I had one of those nights where I felt like a fucking potato. I looked like a potato. My husband had gone out and I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tan myself. I'm going to tan my lily white ass. I'm going to sort my eyebrows out, wash my hair and remove every little follicle of hair from my body. I felt pretty fantastic until I now have these weird looking fingers. Never mind. Right, back to the nails. So I'm using the white glow today because we're going to go for a nice nudie white set. Now, a nudie white set has more interaction on my page than anything else. I could go all out crazy, but it won't create as much engagement as a set like this. And it's because everybody will wear it. Everyone's going to wear an ombre and a reversey, and it's got all your classics in this design. Perfect for the weddings and the proms, and it appeals to every age, so I think that's what it is. So this set is going to look all lovely and pretty and princessy in the daytime, but then come the night time, it's going to get its rave on. It's crazy. It glows so bright, and they just charge from the sun, and then just your set continues to shine even after the sun's gone down. So yeah, I wanted to show you them today. Right, reverse French. You can see I've placed that bead on. I've made sure the back of it is lovely and flush with my brush, and then I'm walking it down, and that's a bit of pressure down the middle, tailoring it with the side of my brush, pressure down the middle, tailoring it the side, because as soon as you put pressure on anything, then it's going to spill out. So every time you start to walk it, you do have to address that and pull it back up, making sure that your wall is there, making sure that your wall is high enough to push product up against. So that's it. We're building a certain amount of depth so that we can go and push the white free edge product right up against it. Now my next bead will be my apex bead. It wasn't quite enough, so I do go in with a cuticle bead. Normally I try and do it in two, but oh well, who cares? No one cares. Pamela Hand-erson doesn't care. So never beat yourself up if you're like, oh God, I've had to put 16 beads. Fuck, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nobody will care. And I've said it before. No one's going to go down the shop and they're like, oh, I heard she put 50 beads on that. No, it doesn't matter. Don't worry. You will get there. So yeah, if you go with smaller beads and you work your way up, don't feel that you've got to go in with one big bead down the nail because you see it on YouTube. Just do you. Right, let's move on to the next one. So with this ombre that I did on this little finger, I did the white and then I worked in the clear. And now when it's dry, I don't want to go in too soon. I'm going to go in and just really quick, short, sharp pulls with the tip of my brush to create that ombre look. You don't want it to go too slow, because otherwise your drag will be different. So it'll still be polymerizing. So short, sharp pulls. So all the bead is polymerized at the same point, and it'll have the same effect across the whole nail. But if you go too slow and do a half drag, then it will be darker in sections. So a full pull all the way down, and then I go in with my cuticle. This does have to be capped, so even if you're doing just a nude and white ombre, you would have to cap the bead. The nail, and I don't cap the whole nail, I just cap where the blend is. So even if I wasn't using glitter, I would have to cap the blend, otherwise it would come away when I get my file out. Now, I haven't done a marble for a long time, so I thought let's throw it in here. So the two beads I pick up on my brush. So I go into the lighter colour first and then into a darker. And then I place that at the cuticle and quickly pull it down. You never really see it again. It doesn't matter. So it just makes your cuticle lovely and neat. Next, I'll go in with my beads. I'm just using two beads on this, so nice and wet. Wetter is better. Then the tip of my brush, I just start to swoosh through. Don't overwork it. Don't keep going back through the same lines because you'll end up with just a big mix of one colour. You need to have that cut through. So whether you've got a pinch brush or a round brush, it will have a point. And you use that like a knife to pull through the product. Don't push too deep. Don't hit your base layers. Don't hit the nails. Nothing. You just want to float through the top of it and work your way down. You can see I'll go nude and then I go white, and then the next row I'll go white and then nude. And if I was using 3 colours, I would mix them up all the way down so you don't end up with one colour all on one side. And then when I'm happy, I'm going to go in and put some swooshes in, using this glitter on all of the nails. Now, do you like my porno voice today? I feel like Phoebe. I want to get sticky shoe, my sticky shoe, because I am full of it. Absolutely full of the snots. So, although it has a sexy appeal, but it's also quite disgusting as well. For the next 3 weeks, I will just walk around with tissue hanging out my face. It drives everybody who lives with me completely bonkers. But I do have my porn voice, so yay me. Right, this nail as well does have to be capped. And sometimes the marble can be a bit lumpy. But if you work wetter, it won't. It will just flow. The good way to practice this is, just if you're a sculptor, just with your form, without the, remove whether you've taken forms off and you've just got the white paper. Just practice swooshing through that way. That's what I did and do. And sometimes if I'm doing a set, I will always bring out a practice pop or use the back of my form paper, the shiny side, because it'll just float round. And I like to test the colours. So if I've got a client who'll be like, oh, we're going to go green, purple and pink, I'll just see if those colours kind of go together, and I'll just swoosh around on the back of the form. This one, we're doing a little bit of colour blocking. I get asked a bit about colour blocking. People are like, how do I do colour block? If you can do that reverse French that we've done on the ring finger, you can colour block. As long as you can control your product, you can colour block. Because all you're really doing is building a wall. So you place it on. I'm going to be walking down. I have changed my brush. I've just gone up a size because I didn't pick up much of a bead, and we're going for a long square today, so I just changed my brush quickly. So I've picked up a jumbo bead here, but you can see as I push my brush into the left hand side of it, I'm creating that wall, that product, that build up of product, that when I come in on the left hand side, I'm going to be putting some white and glitters, so the whole set flows. But yeah, we're building the wall to push up against it. Obviously you don't have to get this completely perfect to begin with. Like, I'm not a bloody robot. This nail was a right lumpy thing, but I wasn't bothered. I knew it was going to look nice. And this one and my reverse French, if you're not happy, you just go in with your file and you crisp it up. But make sure that your file is flat against it. Don't lean over it, don't lean under it. It's got to be dead flat on it. And I love a metal file. I say about it all the time. I go on about it because I love it. Also, I have to feed my children, so obviously I'm going to back on about how great my file is. But, I'm not a complete dick. If you have a metal file from anywhere, I would recommend you use it because there's no flex from a metal file. But if you do want to feed my children, I do have them on my website. Right, let's go back over. I think at this point I am going to just cap. So when you're capping, you don't want to... Oh, right, I'm going to go in with a bit more of that, but we'll talk about capping. When you're capping, I try not to work too dry, so I won't drain the back of my bead. A lot of the time I won't drain the back of my bead unless I want to build structure. But you can see with that little finger, when I come to cap him, he's got the white, he's got a base, he's got glitter, he's got nude. So I am just going to be picking up a bead of clear that will, and this is the noise that I teach when I say, it literally just falls down the nail. If you overwork your capped bead, every time you pat it and it's dry and you're patting it and you're bashing it and you're whacking it, every time you do that, it will just inject bubbles into it. So you can see I'll just go down the nail, just painting it down. But yeah, if you overwork it, it will just get bubbly. Make sure that your monomer's clean as well. That's another big thing, is making sure, you know, if you're working with colours, if you're going to do your capping, if your monomer isn't crystal clear, neither will your cap layer. So just be mindful of that as well. So just a down it. It's just protecting my art that I've done, protecting my blends, protecting my marbles, protecting my glitters. When you're encapsulating your glitter, nothing can shine back at you. If it shines at you, then it will get ruined when you come to file it at the end. So yeah, make sure nothing shines back at you. I'm gonna let me ask have a chance now. Jeez, I waffled on big time there, didn't I? But it was needed. I said before, just gonna crisp these up and then we're gonna go in and do some designs. Now, there's not a lot for me to go on about with this set now. It literally is just filling in these this negative space on this free edge and the left hand side of that index finger here, and it's just gonna be white with glitter, and I will cap them as well. I file off shot, but there is a very sexy bit of camera work of a close-up of these at the end, and we're going to add some crystals. I felt that they needed something, so a few opals on that ring finger, just creating a little halo around the top. There is a little pornographic top coating, and at the end there is an image of this set actually glowing. So yeah, so you get to see what it would look like, and when you see that image, just have in your thoughts that I am in a dark cupboard trying my best to photograph it, and it wasn't the easiest, and it's not the most flattering picture. So anybody does have these glows, if you do tag me and you do manage to get a fantastic image, I'm going to know what you've gone through, and massive freaking brownie points. Big shout outs to you guys, because it wasn't easy. So yeah, anyway, that's that. I'm going to go and have a lemon sip and maybe a cup of tea. Yeah, I can mix those, can't I? Yeah, that's fine. Fine. But I'm going to go, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. It's nice to be doing the acrylic. I did not enjoy doing last week's video. Fucking builder gel. Bog off. Oh, I did not enjoy that. I really missed doing my acrylic, but needs must sometimes. I thought I'd be artsy as fuck, and it didn't work. I didn't like it. So I had to come back with a full-on design set, and I hope you love this today. Please, guys, if you don't already and you enjoy it, please would you subscribe? It would mean the world, because it's freaking hard to grow YouTube. I was talking about it the other day. It's really difficult. I don't know what I can do. So if you know how if I can promote it, or any pages or whatever, or if you guys can share it, that would be fantastic. But I think it's the engagement. So thank you for always watching and commenting. But I'm going to go now, and rest my little sexy voice. Yes. Maybe I'll just go do one of those 0800 numbers and earn some extra cash from that, because it ain't coming from YouTube, guys. I'm going to have to do some sex worker phone chat. I always have to go too far. I've done it again, haven't I? I've just brought up that I'm going to be a sex worker. Anywho, I better go. Right, I'll see you all again next week. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye-bye. Smell a cat, what are they feeding you? Smell a cat, smell a cat, it's not your fault. They wouldn't take you to the vet, you're obviously not their favorite pet. Smell a cat, smell a cat, it's not your fault. See you next week, guys. Mwah.